Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I have had a few questions lately on how I make these custom pocket pages. It's really easy with your fuse tool to make sort of custom sized pocket pages as long as you have some plastic material that you can use with it. So I went ahead and I made this one already, and I have a blog post coming up on this one, but I thought I would shoot a quick video to just show you, maybe give you a better look of how to make your own custom pocket pages. So I'm going to kind of walk you through what I did on this one and just how I used my technique to do this one. Now I'm new to the fuse tool. Excuse me. I'm new to the fuse tool, so I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have some better tips and they are better with the fuse tool, but I just want to show you how I made this pocket page and how I make some of my pocket pages. So I was given a pack of like, I don't know, 50 or 100 of these 12 by 12 page protectors, and I don't use them because I really don't do a whole lot of 12 by 12 scrapbook sheets or anything. But these are the perfect material for making pocket pages out of. So since they're already, you know, two pieces of plastic, you can just go ahead and sort of run your fuse tool through and make a little pocket page to put any of your elements in. Now, I knew I wanted to make this one to put all these tags in here, and so I'm going to kind of show you how I like to lay out my different elements. Now, I'm not actually going to put these pieces in here, but I'm just using them for an example. I like to lay them out on top of my material the way I kind of want them arranged, and then I want to check and make sure that they're going to fit inside of my planner. So this one fits inside of my planner. It's a little bit bigger than this one. I have a Heidi Swap planner, and so these are some of the pocket pages that came with it. So I know that if it's kind of the right dimensions here, it's going to fit into my planner. And you can always measure with a ruler, but for some reason I don't like rulers. So I just kind of like to take this and look at it as a template. So now I can see that this will fit inside of my planner. This little tag here is a little higher, but I have that room inside of my planner that it'll still fit, so I'm not worried. So once you have your pieces picked out that you want to put into your pocket page, I like to go ahead and take a little bit of adhesive. Not too much because I don't want it to stick down permanently, and I don't want to ruin these pieces. I'll rub that adhesive off later, but I do want to go ahead and just adhere them down. Now you do want to leave room to go around the edges with your fuse tool. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you leave space between all your pieces and around your edges. And then just go ahead and stick them down where you think you might want them. Okay. So now they're stuck down, they're not moving, and they're going to be my guide for running my fuse tool along them. And I do like to use my ruler, my fuse ruler. I just think either this edge or in here, it just works really nice. And it has these little grippies on the bottom so it doesn't slide all over your plastic. So I know this side is already fused, or it's already a pocket. I'm going right up against the edge, but I want all of my sides to have that fuse look to it. I just want it to look sort of professional. So I'm going to go around all those sides anyway, even though they're already closed. So I just want to line up my fuse tool. And if you have a mat that has grid lines on it, you can make sure that it's straight. I just kind of eyeball it. So I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I kind of eyeball it. So my fuse tool has been heating up for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and you do want to give it time to get nice and hot. Otherwise it's not going to fuse properly. But Hopefully this shine from my light is not in your face. Anyway, so when it's good and hot, you want to go ahead and take it and just run it alongside your ruler. Now you don't have to push very hard, and you don't have to go super fast. I mean, and you don't have to go super slow, just kind of a nice medium speed. I go all the way to the end of my ruler, and you can see that I have fused that side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this, and then I'll do the bottom as well. Just kind of lining it up, eyeballing it and getting it straight, and going ahead on this side just the same way I did that side. Now it is sort of a learning curve when you first get your fuse tool. You're not sure if you're doing it right, but don't be afraid to practice, especially if you have some plastic pieces that you can practice on. Just go ahead and practice on them, even just scraps from packaging or something. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and go on this side. Again, just kind of eyeballing it. I'm going to start from this side since I am right-handed, and go ahead and just using the edge as my guide, rolling it along the plastic. And I do like to go all the way off the edge, so I mean, I do get some of these corners crossed, but it's no big deal. So I have these 3 corners or 3 edges fused. I'm not going to do the top, obviously, because I'm going to be slipping this piece in. You might already be thinking, but if you fuse between here, how are you going to get your tags in and out? And I'll show you how I do that in just a minute. I'm not worried about fusing my 2 plastic sides together because I'm just getting all my lines fused, and then I am going to take a craft knife and cut a slit or an opening for my pieces. So I just go ahead right away and just fuse everything together. And it really doesn't take long to complete a little page. Alright, and now you do have to remember that you want on this side a spot to punch some holes. So I do go ahead and I take one of my already made pocket pages and I kind of just line it up just to see how much they leave here. And it's not a huge deal, but you just want to make sure you leave enough room to punch holes with. And go ahead and make another line here so that you have a place to punch your holes so you can stick it into your planner or binder or whatever you're going to do with it. Okay, and I'm going to connect these 2 little pieces here. Alright. Oops, I probably should put this side down here. Okay. So now you can kind of see where everything is fused. And now I just need to put slits here so that I can take and slip my pieces in and out. And I do that with my craft knife. If I can find it. Now if you have a good sharp craft knife, you don't have to cut very hard. Don't push very hard. And if you don't push very hard, you can manage to cut through only one layer of the plastic instead of cutting through both. But you know what, I have cut through both layers before, so it's open on both sides. And if that bothers you, just try to make sure you don't do it. But really, it doesn't really matter, because unless you're pulling things in and out really frequently, it's not really going to make your page fall apart or anything. So I just like to take my craft knife and, using my ruler as a guide again, just add a little bit of pressure all the way across. And see if I can. Yep. So now I've made the opening. I did not cut through the other side, and I am able to slip in my little tags. So you just do that again on this little side here. Yep. See it, so if you do it right, you don't cut through the page. And I haven't had a whole lot of times where I actually cut through the page. So now I have two of my little tags inside this pocket here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Now I do like the edges to be straight, so I go ahead and I just use my paper trimmer because it works. So why not? So just line that up. And then line this side up. And so I have a little pocket page, and I can slip this little piece in the top, just like this. And it's as simple as that. It goes really quickly, especially if you have photos or tags or paper that you already have picked out that you want to slip in there. You just go ahead, adhere it on top of your plastic, and then run your fuse tool along the sides. Now, if you have a specific binder or a specific something that you want to put this into and you don't have a punch for that binder, I just like to take pocket pages that are already made for my binder or for my planner and line it up, and then I grab a permanent marker or some kind of pen or something that's going to write on the plastic, and I just trace around these circles. And then I can take my hole punch, or if you have a crocodile, I really do like the crocodile because it punches through a lot of different materials, so it's not really hard to punch through this plastic. And I just line it up and punch. And you might have to pull that little tab off. And if that little, if the marker bothers you, that is still on there, you can wipe it off, even if you've used permanent marker. I know Mr. Clean erasers are great for removing permanent marker, even on a laminated surface, so that might work for this. You could probably use some rubbing alcohol, or something I like to use in my craft room is this, I don't have a label for it, but it's stamp cleaner from Brutus Monroe, and it's called Squeaky Clean, and it works on your stamps, it works on your craft surface, it works on your pocket pages. So you can go ahead and just squirt a little bit on and take a towel or anything and just rub it off. And then you won't have that permanent marker on your pocket page. And it looks pretty professional. I mean, it doesn't look like something terribly handmade. You can't really tell too much of a difference when you make them yourself or when you buy them. As long as they fit in your planner and you're happy with them, that's all that matters. So that's really just how I make my custom pocket pages. Super simple. And like I said, if you're scared of the fuse tool and you don't want to get right into it, just take some scrap some scrap plastic and just practice with it. You can do old pocket pages or packaging or anything, and you can just play around with it until you get comfortable. So hopefully this gives you some ideas, gives you a look at how I make my pocket pages, and go ahead and play with it. So any questions or comments, just leave them down below, and I'll see you next time.